People keep saying XRP is dead every time it slows down. But meanwhile, one country keeps buying the dip harder than almost anyone else, South Korea. And honestly, if you have followed crypto cycles for years, you already know this matters, because Korean traders have historically played a huge role in driving momentum during major altcoin rallies, especially with coins like XRP. Now, according to recent reports, XRP is once again facing a major resistance zone while South Korean trading activity continues heating up around the asset. And this creates a really interesting setup, because right now, XRP is sitting in one of those moments where sentiment feels divided. Some traders think the move is exhausted. Others think this is just consolidation before another breakout attempt. And honestly, both sides have valid arguments. Technically, XRP has struggled to cleanly break through important resistance levels recently, which has slowed momentum. But at the same time, trading activity in South Korea remains extremely strong, showing there is still heavy interest in the asset despite the volatility. And if you know anything about crypto markets, attention matters a lot. Because crypto is not driven purely by fundamentals. It is driven by narratives, momentum, and crowd psychology. That is why XRP continues staying relevant cycle after cycle, even when people constantly count it out. Now here is the interesting part. South Korean traders have historically been much more aggressive toward altcoins than US investors. When momentum starts building there, things can move very fast very quickly. And that is why analysts keep watching Korean exchange activity so closely. Because if XRP manages to break through resistance while volume stays elevated, sentiment could shift extremely fast. Now obviously, nothing is guaranteed here. Resistance levels exist for a reason. And XRP has failed multiple breakout attempts before. But what makes this setup interesting is that the demand has not disappeared. The community has not disappeared. And the trading activity definitely has not disappeared. That combination alone keeps XRP in the conversation. Now, another thing I think people underestimate is how emotional XRP trading tends to become compared to other large crypto assets. Bitcoin investors often focus on long-term accumulation. Ethereum traders focus on ecosystems and infrastructure. But XRP trading tends to become heavily momentum-driven. When sentiment flips bullish, XRP can move aggressively because retail attention floods in incredibly quickly. And that creates an environment where resistance levels become even more important psychologically. Because if XRP breaks through them decisively, fear of missing out can spread very fast. Now at the same time, whenever major crypto narratives start heating up again, attention usually spills into adjacent sectors connected to those narratives. And as Bitcoin infrastructure and scalability conversations continue growing, projects like Bitcoin Hyper have started gaining more visibility too. Not financial advice, but Bitcoin Hyper is currently priced around 0.0136799 and has already been featured across CoinMarketCap, 99 Bitcoins, Bitcoin Magazine, and other major crypto publications. What makes it interesting is the focus on improving Bitcoin usability and scalability as broader adoption grows. Because if the market enters another strong momentum phase, infrastructure-focused narratives often start gaining traction alongside major assets like Bitcoin and XRP. Now, obviously, crypto is still incredibly risky, especially during volatile periods like this. That is why flexibility matters. And honestly, this is where having something like the best wallet app actually becomes useful. Because when markets move quickly, being able to manage assets, move across ecosystems, and react fast matters a lot more than people realize, especially in altcoin markets, where sentiment can change almost overnight. So bringing it all together, XRP is once again sitting at a critical level. The resistance is real. But so is the demand coming from markets like South Korea, and if momentum starts building again, this could become one of those moments where sentiment shifts much faster than people expect. Because whether people love XRP or hate it, the market still pays attention every time it starts heating up.